Alright, I want to start to teach you to create the last class. The last, I hope you noticed what I did is small scope to the larger scope. So the small address is in the address class. And another one bigger than that will be the product. So the product class. Then we go to the line item class. Now we're going to take care of the entire invoice paper right now. So entire invoice paper right here, in the entire invoice piece of paper here, you include a address class. Then you include a line item class. Line item class. Alright. And at this moment I need to ask you, alright, we learn from chapter 8 because a line item right here, we need a flexible data structure to do this, because for this invoice I may have 3 items because this customer purchased 3 items. Next customer may purchase 5 items. The following customer may purchase 1 item. So before I design my invoice class, I right away need to know that inside this black line, I need to use a dynamic storage structure to store this. Because right now you have 3, but you may have 5, 10, 11. So I need one to think about it. I need you to think about this right now. Okay? Back to your chapter 8. What is the dynamic data structure I taught you? Be able to grow when you need it, shrink it when you don't need it. Can anyone tell me? Vector. Yes. Thank you, Nathan. Vector. So we are going to do this right now. We're going to use this. First, we're going to include a address class. We're going to use a vector. To store the line item. Because from this thick line, this line to this line, it's a dynamic storage place. If I have 5, then there are 5. It grows to 5. There are 2. It shrinks to 2. 1 shrinks to 1. So we need to have a vector. To store these line items. Alright? So we studied this about printed invoice one more time. We want to create invoice class right now. The invoice class actually has 2 main parts. An address, the item. Invoice classes want to use the address class to get the address. Use a line item to generate line items. And the format method, you already have address formatted. You also line item format line item. So when this is format here, you want to only format about this is called invoice. Then you want to write amount due, but you need the line. You need the address class to format address. You need a line item class to format the line item. So in other words, address and the line item are collaborators of invoice. Invoice and line item have aggregation relationship. Invoice and line item and address also have aggregation relationship. You know what? It will be on the exam. You better remember that. Okay? So the format method in the invoice class called the format method, the function of the address and the line class. So let's take a look at our CRC card. So the CRC card, it tells you that, okay, your invoice collaborate with another class called address, another class called line item. Okay, so right now we're going to say this. We understand this. We're going to have an address. That's a class. We're going to call billing address. We also need to use line item, but as I told you, the line item, I need to use a dynamic, more flexible data structure, vector to do it. If I use array, that's waste because array is fixed. That means you fix to 10, everybody must buy 10. If you don't buy 10, then you waste that thing, the space. If you got more than 10, your system crash. Of course, that's not a good idea. So I'm going to use a vector to do that. And so we are going to do it right now. It's okay? So right click it, add a class. This class is going to call invoice. Invoice class. It's okay? So let's go to our invoice class right here. My invoice class, as I told you, I always have private, so that's right, private. Always have public, right, public. All right, so private, I have two things, address, all right, then billing address. All right, so they don't understand because I have to include it, okay? So let's do this. So included my address.h. I also need another one, okay? My line item.h. All right, so I have a address. I'm going to call billing address. I also need a style, and but this time is I need a structure. It's called vector. All right, so of course they don't understand, right? So let's go vector here. Okay, unfortunately vector is typed like this way, okay? VECTOR. It's okay? VECTOR. Okay? OR. And I believe I also need a string, okay? Because later I need to type string. So let me just do it at one time, okay? All right. So I now my vector should be okay right now, okay? Unless I type wrong. VECTOR. Okay, that's fine right now. All right. So I am going to have my vector, but my vector inside my vector I'm going to put the line item. Inside my vector, I'm going to put line item inside here. Is okay? I'm just going to call items. So what's the name of my vector? My name of vector is Charlie, 谢谢. Okay, so my vector is called items. My vector is called items. Is okay? So I have two parts, remember? Now that's coming to the public right now. So this is a little bit complicated. So that's right. First invoice. Okay. So your invoice has two parts. Let's go to the bunch of things that take care of. Remember address have 5 things. Name, what street address, and what city, blah, blah, blah. So be patient with me. Sorry. String, name, string, street address, string, city, string, state, okay, string, zip. Remember we have all these things. Sorry, okay. Now we're going to have our vector of is a line item. So line item is okay. Then item. So item. So we got to have all things together. All right. Now separate the job right now. Okay, separate the job. So billing address, that's your object. will take care of N and STR and the CT. Oh, sorry, CT, yeah, that's okay. And STA and the zip. That will be taken care by your billing address, okay? Then your items will take care by item, okay? So this is C++ unit write like this way, okay? Sorry. All right, so now we're done for that. So C++ is very specific, okay? You need to, this is composition. In case I was very nice to you, I didn't do inheritance. If inheritance, write different way. In the chapter 15, I already wrote for you. I'll go back to tell you. But this is composition and aggregation. Composition and aggregation, you have to write down everything, all right? So I have this right now. Now that's my constructor, right? So I need to have another one. Remember, now we're going to add it. So now I create my a dynamic storage place. It's called items. Okay, I have to add those things. So I have to add here. So coming back right here. I just created right now. I create this thing. I create this black box. This great storage place I created. It's called items. I need to add it. When I add this thing, I add a product. Then I add a quantity. Do you understand? All right. So let's do it right now. So my invoice, I do this. I do double. No, sorry. Add is void. I'm going to add a product and a product. Okay, and I'm going to add quantity. I'm going to add a quantity for that. All right, and I'm going to double, and I'm going to get amount. I need to get amount, right? Amount due. Sorry, get amount due. And I also need to format. Continue my format. Okay. So now I have one by one. Let me go my voice CPP right now. Okay. So I'm going to coming back to my ad right now. So what I'm going to adding right now. First, I'm adding the name of that toaster and something. So a string right here and description. IP. The description will equal to your your product, and will give me the get description. Product will give me product get description will give me the name of the product. Remember, the description is toaster, car vacuum, the product's name. And the double price will come also from your A product. Your product get price will also give you the price. Okay, so once I have that right now, I'm going to give to my line item. Is that right? So I'm going to say this, create line item right now. Right now, I'm just create one line item, one. So line item, okay, I'm create. And it's called n item, n item, one item, okay, one item. And this item, line item, n item. This item need quantity. How many? All right. Need how many? And need description. What's the name? How many? And the description. How much? The price. So when I create a line item, I need that. I need how many? What's the name of the product? How much is the unit price? I need that. And once I finish that, I'm going to put in my dynamic storage place. It's called items. All right, so it's pushback. We do this several times already. Is that right? So it's called pushback. And pushback and end item. All right. So I'm going to add one item by another item by this way right now. Okay. So let's go to get amount right here. When I get amount right here, first I initialize my amount due to 0. Is that okay? So I do a for loop here, and in integer I equals 0, and depend on my my dynamic storage, how many I have. So items the size depend on my size. I have 5 items, I to 5. I have 10, I to 10, depend on how many I have. And then my amount due actually is equal to plus equal to my every single item. Every single item right here, every single item here, I have a get total price. Every single item have a get total price. Then that total price I'm going to accumulate and become a amount due. So I return the amount due. Okay, I put lowercase, okay? I return the amount due. Okay, now we are going to do a format right now. Guys, I did not do a good format job, okay? Because I need to finish. I did not do a good full format job. So first of all, let's do this right now. I'm going to stream. I'm going to say output equal. I know this is very long, so how many? Probably 40 or something. Let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, okay? Then I believe they put uppercase in, I space, N space, V space, O space, I space, C space, E space. Once you do that, \n, \n, 2 lines. Okay, that's what it started first. Okay, I did not do the beautiful job here. I only do the programming job. Okay, so now after that is the address. But you don't need to write the address. Address already have billing address already write it for you. So that, thank God, that's easy. Output, all right, plus equal, okay, plus equal, and will be billing address dot format. So billing address dot format did that part for you. You understand? So this is called overload. It will be on the exam too. Override. Okay. Now, after you have the address, you're going to write a line. Okay. The output they wanted is description, price, quantity, total. Okay. So we have to write like this way. Okay. So output plus equal. My computer is something wrong all the time. Okay. So first write description. That's what they want. Backslash T. Probably another backslash T. Okay. I did not do it pretty. Okay. Then next is price. Okay. Backslash T. Next is quantity QTY, all right, QTY, okay, backslash T, then next GOTAL, okay, then backslash T, no, backslash N right now. Let's go to next line right now, okay, all right, so that, then, hold on, this one is not, this one is output plus here, then we need to continue right now, okay, so we're going to for, all right, so we're going to one by one, okay, for our line item here, all right, and that's to like the vector way, so item, line item, so my item inside my this time I call items, all right, so inside my, so every single line item is an item inside my large storage place is called items, all right, so inside everything of that, my output plus equal, something must be wrong, plus equal my item dot format. Every line item has formatted. It's okay. So I don't need line here. I don't need this. Here is that. Okay. Then my output plus equal and backslash n. All right. So I have all these part. I'm gonna return my output. All right. So I'll return my output, and this will be my invoice.h file. Right. All right. So I complete my invoice h file in invoice class right now, and sorry, too small. All right, so I am going to give you a break, okay?